arrived for furniture assembly. The easiest furniture assembly I've ever had. Look, I assembled the table just like this, simply took it out of the box. Assembled a TV stand, also fully assembled, took it out of the box. The clients were like, I think she was a bit upset that it could just be taken out of the box. By the way, everything is in glitter. These paintings I hung earlier were in glitter, tables in glitter, everything in glitter. Thank you for the thing. I don't know what it is. There are two of them. Now, I'll unpack the second one. I'll come up with some glamorous little coffin. Not know what it's for. Maybe it's hung somewhere on stage. I went to a special store to buy clothes because my shorts and t-shirt aren't suitable. My wife says, let's go to the opera today. To the opera? Well, it's not that I don't know what opera is. I've been to the opera once. I remember they were shouting something in turns, then all together. No, you won't understand me incorrectly. It's not that I didn't like it. You know, all those places where you have to dress properly, behave properly. I just fall asleep there on the benches. We go to the theater, I fall asleep there. Opera, I fall asleep. In some museum, I fall asleep there. No, well, I like museums if there's a dinosaur, or a mammoth skeleton, or maybe some cool airplane hanging. Well, here we are at the opera. No, well, I have to take her, I have to. My wife asks to go to the opera, so there will be opera. Yulichka, where have you brought me?
What will be played here? I've never seen so many beautiful Americans in one place.
You are talking from my 2 hours, and it seems like there will be another 1.5 to 2 hours. Sorry. Grund interessante. I'm honestly not ready for the next one. But I'm ready for the garlic dish. I really liked it very much. Very is. With wives, are you all set? In the previous video, the drywall needs to be replaced here. The clients cut from below, as you can see the drywall on the walls. Because there was some moisture issue. And they cut the drywall, then covered, treated, and painted it. And all of this needs to be covered up. I've already cut this side evenly, prepared it, and now I'm going to cover it up. It's interesting. This is an old house, an old technology. You see, there's foil coming from the wall, then there's one sheet of drywall, and then there's plaster that's even thicker than the drywall, maybe a bit more. This is probably even not putty, but plaster, you see, like cement. This is a technology from when drywall was installed on such small nails. At that time, we still used manure to plaster walls, and here they installed drywall on nails. I bought drywall. This thick, 5.8, which is about 1.5 centimeters, maybe a bit more. And now I'm installing it in a layer of plaster. That's all. This kind of work, there's really nothing to talk about. You just need to do it. As soon as I say the phrase, it's nothing complicated, some kind of, how to say it politely, unpleasantness always appears. It appeared again. In short, in a few words, I placed the level against the wall. This level from below. Where it comes to, there's no space left at all, not for any gypsum board on a crooked wall from below. Well, I mean, you understand, if I put gypsum board here, then we'll just have it right here. Such an arc that you can't plaster over, so I've already bought this thick gypsum board. Now I'll go return it, buy thin gypsum board, install it so that it more or less aligns here, and then I'll level out this difference with plaster. Thank you. For today, I finished plastering, applied the initial layer of putty, let it dry. This room as well, I'll probably leave it for a couple of days because the layer is very thick here. I didn't apply it at all from the floor level. No putty at all. And here the layer is, I don't know, thicker than a finger. So I'm leaving it all to dry for a day or two. Do you remember this apartment? Last week I assembled 4 chairs here. The client bought 2 more, so I came to help. Finished with the chairs. And this is how these complexes look from the outside, by the way, if you want to buy an apartment here. As Vitaly Volodymyrovich said, we need money, but we need not only money. What I want to say, here the rule in these buildings is 55 plus. That is, if you are not 55 years old, you simply do not have the right to buy an apartment here. These are the rules, because people who come and want to live here, they want to peacefully step out onto this little balcony. Take a cup of tea or a glass of red wine and listen to the ocean waves and watch the sunset. They no longer want to hear someone else's children crying, whether children are planned, or a graduation is being celebrated, or deciding who is actually the head of the family, him or her. They just want to live quietly and peacefully. That's life. That's why there's such a rule. And by the way, working in these complexes is always more difficult because to get anything done, the owners have to fill out applications. Inform all the neighbors that on Wednesday someone will come to paint or saw. And the neighbors say whether it's okay or not, or if they have their own plans, or, well, in general, there's such bureaucracy that all these steps need to be followed. And if, God forbid, you didn't tell someone and a neighbor hears the noise of a drill, then chaos ensues and immediately there are fines. Everything is very serious, but that's the price, meaning when people buy an apartment here, they understand that these are the rules and they actually buy it for these rules. A request just came in that we need to hang sails on the building. I went and bought drill bits, 5 pieces, a set for the perforator, $40. The diameters, I still can't get used to them. The diameters of the drill bits are 3/16, 1/4, 5/16, 3/8 and 1/2. Sail. Let's go, let's take a look. Quite interesting. This is the sail we were talking about. Here they just have an open window like this, and here is a small table. And the client, Safa, says she doesn't like that the sun shines and when it rains, water drips everywhere. So they came up with this solution. 4 screws, job done. The client says, oh yes, quickly, I still have time. I say, yes. You can pull out the weeds around the canyon. Yes. I pulled them out. Another 10 minutes. She says, can you also clean up on the roof? The trash. So I climbed up. It's dirty here, you just need to take and throw it off. So I'll clean up there now. Honestly, it's even more reassuring because I think, damn, I came screwed in 4 screws, $120. It's kind of awkward to take it because it's 5 minutes. But not taking it, why did I go there, spend time? Now, I'll help there, so I'll work for an hour. That's already fine. By the way, how do you find the technology? The roof is made like this, here the entire gutter is attached where the water collects. Then it's all clogged there with leaves, all of it, you see, completely. There's no way to clean it because the gutter, it has this width and it's covered with metal on top. So they attached the gutter under the roof and all the leaves got stuck there. And of course nothing drains. The pipe is also clogged now. And all the water collects here with nowhere to go. And that's the story. Now there's work to do. The apartment needs to be painted completely. No one lives there, so I could start right away. And that's what I planned, to start painting this evening. But I postponed it to tomorrow, and here's why. In the car it's just a mess. It's a mess. It's already impossible to find anything. Because the car is small and there are a lot of tools, everything has to be in its place. As soon as I take a tool and put it somewhere it shouldn't be, then I look where it should be, it's not there, something else is already there, from place to place. And in short, when you work quickly for a week, there's no time to tidy up. It ends up with me arriving now, hanging those sails, needing a few tools, I can't find them. Started unloading all these bags of putty, basically, onto the sidewalk to find something. to get to it. You know, the red light is already on, it's time to stop. Unload everything completely onto the ground, sort through, sift through, neatly, nicely, put everything back in its place. Breathe in, breathe out, and you can continue. I arrived in the morning, gathered here and installed such doors. You could say as a form of apology. In short, I received this request and I couldn't make it to them in time. I had to renew my driver's license and it took longer than I planned. I wrote to them, sorry, I'm running a bit late. Let's either in an hour or tomorrow. And they immediately wrote back to me, hey, handyman, we were counting on you. An hour later doesn't work for us. We won't be available tomorrow. Well, in short, it doesn't work like that. And they started writing such strict things, you know. I wrote to them, yes, sorry, I'm at fault. I understand everything, but let's find a way to resolve this. They said, no, we don't need anything from you anymore. Goodbye, and that's it. And on that day, I was talking with a friend. He also works as a handyman, and he had a similar situation. They gave him a rating of 1 and wrote a bad review. And he says that he called them, apologized, and offered to replace something else. They said, no, someone else has already done it for us. He said, let me refund you the money you paid to the other handyman, but they said, no, it's not necessary. And well, in short, he sorted everything out until he agreed that we would do something for them for free, some other job next time. And they will amend that review. Reviews are very important to us because as soon as we get a 1-star rating, right now I have a 5.0 rating, but as soon as I get a 1-star, it will immediately drop to 4.9, and that has a significant impact. The number of applications we receive decreases significantly. We drop down the list somewhere. If now I'm maybe in the top 5 or I don't even know exactly, then I'll fall somewhere to 40. And there won't be any applications, and the people who do reach out will obviously want to pay perhaps a little less and so on. Therefore, you need to do everything to prevent this from happening. I immediately write to them, just tell me, give me the day and time, I'll come over and do everything for you. I can do it symbolically for $50. And they write back, okay. And that's it, and there was nothing for a week. I was sitting like on a powder keg, constantly checking if a unit had appeared. And yesterday they write to me, they write tomorrow at 9 in the morning. I say, okay, of course, I had plans for tomorrow at 9 in the morning. I wrote there again, rescheduled other people. I went, did it, everyone seems satisfied, I hope there won't be a unit. And by the way, they still haven't paid. I sent them the details, they didn't pay via SMS. Even if they don't pay, I won't be upset. The main thing is that there isn't a bad review. Now I'm heading to an apartment that needs to be repainted. There, I also need to replace 2 entrance doors, fix something, the stairs. And overall, the next week to a week and a half is already fully scheduled. There's work, which means there will be things to film, things to show you. Stay tuned to the channel. Bye bye, everyone.